Hey YouTube, Pheano here. So, with it being Collector Week, I thought, I kind of want to show off some of the cool stuff that I've gotten from over the past couple years. Taking the pictures and posting them on Twitter for the contest thing kind of got me wanting to share what I have, because I got some cool sentimental stuff. I'm not like a big collector when it comes to like getting all the vanity things and just like getting every single card max rarity. I actually usually don't like max raritying my stuff because of foil curling. I don't want that to like hamper the integrity of my deck during a tournament, of like, people thinking there's shady things going on with the deck. But I like having some stuff shiny, and there's like a lot of stuff that I have that's sentimental to me that I want to share. So let's start off with some playmats. First is, I think, my actual favorite playmat. This is my desk playmat that I use every single day for my mouse and keyboard. So this is a playmat of all of the memes from our local group over the past year. I have another one, I'll post a picture of it right now, from the year before that, and I use that as my computer background. And it's just like a fun, like, camaraderie with my locals type of thing, of just like getting to share all the memories over the past year. I love this. He must have put so much time into making this, of just scrubbing through our Facebook group chat, finding every single meme over the past year to put this together. Shout out to Ricardo. This playmat is amazing. Then we've got another fun sentimental playmat. I don't really use this one too much. This is the Last Skirmish playmat. It's it happened like right after Indy, I think, right before PT. And it was just like a bunch of the different Twitter personalities of that time, and I was very surprised that I was included on this at the time, because I was like a fresh face in the community at that point. But still cool. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get that, sure. Then we got my I'm not a big playmat collector. I only keep the ones that are sentimental to me. So there's like 4 sentimental ones to me. This is the one that I got from topping US Nationals last year. Got Prism on it, so I was happy about that. I could be convinced to sell this, but because I have one playmat that's truly important to me that I actually use. I'm sure people have seen this one before if they've played me. My Eye of Ophidia playmat. This is from top 8ing Lil PT2. Signed by the top 8 players from the PT, the judge staff from the top 8, the casters of the event. You can't see my finger, the casters of the event down here, plus Alex wasn't a caster, but he was on production. And then, of course, Big Papa James White up here. This is such a important playmat to me, because I never thought I'd top a major event like this, and it was just like, it's one of those moments of like, man, I dreamed of this my whole childhood, of topping a major card game tournament like this. Wow, I can't believe this happened. So this is like my forever playmat. Next, let's get this one out of the way, just because it's big and cumbersome. I don't use this too often because it's been kind of warm recently, but my Prism hoodie. Let me show it on the other camera. Let me make this big. It says Living Legend. It's like a broken English translation where it's like Riving Regendu or something like that. It's not like a perfect one-to-one, but it's a great hoodie. I'm looking forward to it getting cooler outside so I can start wearing it again. Let's see. Let's jump into some art stuff. I got this. I think I also got this at Lil. I don't remember anymore. These next couple things I got to frame. I've just been so lazy and haven't gotten around to framing anything. It's a library print on like a canvas type of thing by Federico, signed by him at the bottom here. So beautiful. And I love Howling Mine effects, so anytime I can cast library, I'm excited. Then next up, I have a art print by, I guess I'll show this off at the same time as something else, so I can just 2 birds, 1 stone here. By Acer, I have this art print of Shariah that, again, I need to get framed. And then I'm going to post this later as my Marvel for the contest thing. I think this is probably the most important card that I own. This was such a big deal to me, kind of like how this playmat was a big deal to me. This was my first spoiler card, and I basically said for like, I don't know, a year leading up to that, being like, I think my biggest dream on YouTube would be getting a Prism spoiler card. Like, that is the absolute dream, that I can get noticed by LSS, get a spoiler, and then it's a Prism card. And my very first one was probably one of the biggest Prism cards that exists, the Pot of Greed of the deck. This card is just so good. I need to get this signed also. I forgot to bring it with me when she was at Worlds last year. I was playing Dromai at the time. I need to get this one signed. I don't typically get a lot of my stuff signed. I only get the things signed that I'm just never going to get rid of, which, you know, my first spoiler card, I'm never going to get rid of that. I'm not going to get rid of any of my spoiler cards. I guess while we're on spoiler cards, I got my other 2 over here. 3 Visits and Stasis Cell. A little less exciting than Shariah, but still sentimental to me nonetheless. I'm going to keep these forever. I'm not going to get rid of them. I think I'm actually going to be trying to work on make a Blitz deck or a CC deck with 3 Visits just for funsies to explore with that. And then my last art piece is... people that have followed the channel have seen this one before. I was at... I think it was Worlds 1 in somewhere in California. And I went up to Olivia and I said, hey, can you draw me a picture of what you think Prism looks like now that she's retired? Now that she's living legend and you can't play her anymore. And she drew me this. I did not ask for Prism in a bikini, but that's what she envisioned Prism look like. I was very specific of, what do you think she looks like? So cool getting something like this. Just such a unique piece. And then, you know, while we're on stuff by Livia, when I got this, I also asked for her to make me... Well, I got these signed. The Prism and the Luminaris that I used for over a year. I got these graded at Worlds 2 with PCG. Went behind the scenes to work on some content with them, and then the footage ended up being corrupted, so I never actually uploaded that video. But I was just like trying to show the behind scenes of what the boys are doing back there, but unlucky. The footage was just so crap. I was like, I can't upload this. And then somehow I got a 9 and a 9.5 on these cards that I just played with the whole time. I was very surprised by that. And then Livia also made me... I got stuff on stuff on stuff from her. A custom Spectral Shield. I got this at the same time as this. I got a OG Luminaris Artist Proof. This I didn't get directly from her. I think we got this off the marketplace or something, just someone selling it. I have a young and an old Prism Artist Proof of the new Prism with some artwork on the back. Very cool. I usually bring this with me when I'm playing her, and then use this to represent the activation of my hero power to show that I've used the once per turn activation on it, just kind of an excuse to use it. Though every time I go to a major, they end up yelling at me for using a card that isn't a actual card on the board, even though people do that all the time to represent stuff. Such a dumb rule. Whatever. I'm gonna keep doing it, and you can keep yelling at me. I'm not gonna stop. That's dumb. I'm trying to make a clear board state. That's it for art stuff. Except for, I guess we'll show off these couple artist proofs that I have. I have an Marvel Emperor that has Dromai dressed up as the Emperor on the back. I have these 2 Cornet Peaks done by, this was done by Frederico, and then these are done by Soy Mei. And then on both of these, just... oh, absolutely gorgeous. It's Ayaka and Ganyu from Genshin Impact wearing the Cornet Peak. And then from Iswardi, I had him make me a custom Dromai and Storm Sandakai where it's Hu Tao on the card, so I can use this as my hero and weapon. Of course, I got this at Worlds, and then at that event they announced the change where you can't use custom tokens and stuff to on the board. So I spent all that money on this at that event, and then they announced I can't use it at that event. I was like, oh my god, come on. You couldn't announce this before I bought it? Come on, man. But still absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have something else really special to me. There was a meme going on leading up until Jersey of I was more interested in the Commoner event than the main event. I was just really excited to play Commoner. I don't know why. I just, like, really wanted to play Commoner. And then I always wanted a lore book. I just really wanted one of these for some reason. Not for some reason. It's really cool. I just wanted this piece of history in the game. And when they announced that the Commoner event was giving out one of these, I was just like, I need this. I'll post the meme of it here of just like how excited I was for this. And then I ended up winning the whole thing with probably the most broken deck I've ever played up until Zen. That deck was bananas. It just presented lethal on turn 2 like every game. And then I ended up winning the whole thing, got this lore book. This is very special to me. That's the only event I've ever won outside of a ProQuest or an RTN, which is funny enough. And weirdly enough, it was the one I was the hungriest for. Next up, I have some just random community stuff that I've gotten over my time playing the game. I got this dice from the Sunflower Samurais for representing resources, a coin from Blue Pitch for the same thing, this sock from the green cosplayer, I think her name's Diana Green? I've got a bunch of miscellaneous tokens from my travels playing the game. Let me pull out all the ones from Poland first, because they make a ton at every event. We got Inertia, Ashwing, Ash, Frostbite, Bloodrot, Frailty, Peace, War, Courage. I have another Inertia for some reason, and I have another Frostbite. Oh, it's a different Frostbite. That's cool. They give out all these tokens at every event to like showcase different places from Poland and parts of culture from their area, and I absolutely love this. I can't wait to go to Poland for a major at some point. And then also I got this one from Bartosz. This is signed by him also. The Talishar that he got from Nationals that he won that year. They made a physical Talishar, and the winner of Nationals got to bring it home. Very cool. I have this really cool dash from Optimus TCG. I've got a token from Mara of an embodiment of Earth. I think I got that at a Realm event. Also a Spectral Shield, I believe, by her. Yeah. These Zookeeper tokens. And I think my favorite out of the bunch, for obvious reasons, Pheano Whiner of Aether. This is such a weird, like, thing that happened. I'm sure most people have no idea what that's about. So, you know, I made my whole video shitting on Kano a while back, talking about how bad of a deck that is for the game. I stand by my thoughts on that. And then someone made this on the Discord, and it just blew up of just people memeing on this. And then someone made physical tokens of this. Vor was actually using this as his representation of activations of Kano when he plays. Like, I remember seeing that when he was playing at the Battle Hardened. Just so funny. Not a token, but just like random thing that I found when I was going through all these tokens. Half a Silent Stilettos. I think this was with Sloop Dupe. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. It was at Worlds 1. We were doing box openings with Fab Unsealed and one of the other content creators. I think it was Sloop. Opened this, and we ripped it in half to put it into our backgrounds. And he never put it in his background. I still have it. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I've referenced this in a couple videos before, but this is something that's pretty special to me. I have a battle box of every single deck that I've ever drafted at a tier 3 or higher event. One of them's somewhere on top of my desk that I haven't sleeved up and put over here yet. The only one I'm missing is from Nationals 1. There is and it's the one that I wish I had because I talk about it frequently. There was a Briar deck that I drafted that was basically a Blitz deck that I somehow managed to 0-2 with. Like, this event was so cursed for me. I go first versus an Oldhim, and I open Red Bramble, Red Stir unfused, pitching the Earth card that I used to fuse the 2 Brambles into Rosetta. I put the Oldhim to 8 on turn 1 because his hand was a bunch of 2 blocks. I lost that game because I drew, it was either 4 or 5 hands in a row. No, it was 3 or 4 hands in a row without an attack action in it. Just fuck me, I guess. But yeah, I cut together every single deck that I've ever drafted other than that one. So that way I can go back and look at the history of the different decks that I drafted, and if I ever want to, I can even play them into each other. Like, that'd be so wild playing, like, my Nats 2023 decks into PT3, just different formats, but, that'd be something fun to do someday. I've never done that, but, I have the option there. I even kept it sleeved up how I had it originally. I'm missing the tokens for a lot of them, but it's also fun going through and seeing, like, decks that I won with that were absolute poop soup and being like, yeah, I topped with this deck. It was nonsense. I think this is the one where I only had, like, 2 Red Heralds, and No, that's the other one. Yeah, the other one was pretty bad, and I believe I 3-0'd this pod. So I got 3 Red Heralds, which is not a lot. I got the Halo, which is the most important part of the deck. And then I had, I think, an Arclight. Yeah, I had an Arclight and a Prismatic to help me win versus the Mirror and Levia. And these were really integral to winning those games. And then I just have, like, a bunch of red 1-cost go-again shit to help extend on my Herald turns, which was, like, a really big part of the format. It also helps on your shield turns, where you'll go, like, Hero Power, pitch a blue, make a shield, swing a 1-cost go again, and swing the shield. So finding ways to, like, extend in that format was really big. This is, like, a deck that on paper looked terrible, but it checked all of the boxes of everything that I needed to have a deck work. I just needed to plan out when I used my cards very meticulously and not just waste things. Like, okay, I know I only have these 3 Red Heralds. I need to make them count. Stuff like that. That event was, like, weirdly a big level up for me, too, of also, like, planning out my turns more. And lastly, some vanity shit. Like I said, I don't really keep too much vanity shit, but I have a little bit. Honestly, these 2 things I did just want to sell at some point, but never had the opportunity to. I've got the Rudy Alpha Investments Gem Keeper kit. I actually want to cosplay Rudy at an event sometime. I think that'd be fun. And then I have my gold foil Vestige from PT Lil. This was another funny story one. So I thought I was nice. I'm walking up to the stage. So for this particular event, they started doing a thing. It might have been, like, slightly before this where they started doing it. I don't remember. But they did a thing where you get a gold foil of the particular hero that you play, like something that would be legal for your hero to play, either your class or talent or whatever. I'm walking up to the stage, and James is holding, like, the fan of cards in his hand that he's, like, trying to, like, kind of hold like this or whatever. And as I'm walking up, I happen to see the one on the far side is an illusionist one. And there's only 2 illusionists on top, and I see it's a ghostly touch. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick the other one. That way I don't get the ghostly touch. I'll get my phantasmal footsteps I've always wanted. And then it's a Vestige, and I'm like, damn it! Both of them were duds. Damn it! So that was funny. And I've just had it since then because I never had an opportunity to sell it. I do want to sell this at some point, but I always felt like it was too cheap. And then I've got my Cold Foil Prism with my signed Cold Foil Luminaris by Acer. This is like my 2nd or 3rd card that's a spoiler from Acer, which is kind of cool. And then I got my set of Marvel Angels, and then my set of Marvel Dragons. These, I originally didn't have Marvel Dragons when I played Dromai for the whole time, and I told myself I'm not allowed to get these until I do well at an event with Dromai. Then I topped Nationals, and I was like, okay, I've earned my Dragons. I'm allowed to have these now, and I picked them all up. And now I'm just holding on to them until we get the new Dromai. I might sell them when we get the announcement of that and just, like, get my money back. I'm not allowed to play them until I top with a new Dromai. That's how that works. I'm sure I missed some things, but that's everything I can think of for my Fab collection. If I had to pick, the most important things to me would be this playmat, the Shariah, the lore book, and probably my artist-proof Prism, since I just get to look at this every game and it's just so gorgeous. Oh, I almost forgot. I have one last thing. I've got an oversized Prism, a oversized other Prism, and then a Prism banner from when Monarch was a thing. The banner's a funny one. I basically asked every single store that I went to during RTN season if they would sell their banner. They weren't supposed to sell their banners, but that's not going to stop me from asking. And then I eventually found a store that was willing to sell it, and I think I bought it for like $100 or something like that. I was so pumped that I was able to get that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of rambly and just showing off random stuff, kind of unstructured. I'd like to know, what do you have in your collection that's your prized possession? Let me know in the comments below. You got anything cool or unique or sentimental? I think sentimental's the coolest of all the things. It's one thing having shiny cardboard. It's another if there's a story behind the shiny cardboard. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you.